Hello and welcome. Thanks for coming back, Christopher. Great to see you here. We've got the Apex Trader Funding 25K Challenge. We are currently sitting at $26,119, getting closer to that target of 26,500 overall. I may have to do a little bit more because one of the days I made an extra $50 to $100 more than what I should have. So let's just keep watch on what happens there, but we've got to hit the regular total and just see what kind of activity we've got to do with Apex Trader Funding when that 30% rule comes into play. So we've got about $390 odd, $381 to hit this target. We've got the levels here today, and just doing a quick sound check as well, make sure the sound's okay, guys. Sometimes I go a bit quiet. We've got the levels laid out. So 24,000 up on the R2. Ideal situation, we get a really big spike up, big impulsive move. So the market's kind of reacting off that level. We see an order flow shift, I guess like really thin volume followed by a massive order spike, probably on the ask side, representing a sell limit order, followed by aggressive bid orders, indicating aggressive selling. If we can see that up on that 24,000 mark, I'd be very happy to potentially take a sell. Obviously, looking at all the other factors at play, is the market just going to power through that level? We've got to watch for that. On the flip side, we've got an extreme gap, so that red line down at the 23,839 mark, so just where my mouse is now, that is an extreme gap. If the extreme gap is filled, that's one of the targets hit. The next target down is the close gap. So basically looking to fill the targets, fill the gaps, I should say, which act as targets for us. So predominantly I'm hoping that the market is going to go short. On the flip side, as a buy bias DAX trader, I'm looking for opportunities to get long. So if we have a really strong sell-off, then I'll be looking for opportunities for the market to turn around. That might be down at the previous day's low. It could be at the close, but I wouldn't be all that confident, and I'll be using the order flow quite heavily to determine where that situation might be. On the order flow, so the futures pricing, we're very close to that 24,000. We can see some big ask side orders indicating that there's quite a bit of selling going on from these levels on the futures. So just watch out for that. Notice the ask side order is quite large, followed by pressure downwards, and those candles push away. We've seen it just here again, so it didn't quite make it as high. Very similar situation. Once again, it's pushing it down. If we can get some nice momentum, we've got 1 minute till open, guys, as well. So if we can get some nice momentum, that would be ideal to the long side, and some serious selling pressure to indicate, okay, it's going to go short. But at the moment, look at that. For the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of the DAX, we've barely moved. We've gone from this parabolic movement upwards. It's just massive. To the 6 months of just not actually going anywhere. You'd expect some decline or some pressure upwards, but basically the open and close has been very slim all year just about, or the last half of the year anyway. Now, on the weekly, we've tapped the bid line, we're open. I'll just go over and watch what's going on. Look, I'm tempted to hit sell. Look, that's buying. Look, I'm going to hit sell. I'm going to get in. Apologies about the noise, guys. I'm just going to go on mute. Apologies about that. I accidentally went in way too heavy as well, so I've knocked my account right off. Okay. Look, I'm going to sell from here. Hopefully we get a bit of momentum short now. Look, had a $190 loss there, a bit of a pain, so I'm in for 10 micro lots from this point. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but bit of commotion in the background. Apologies about that. So I'm short. I've taken a big hit already, so yeah, not ideal. So we are at the 24,000. I was really hoping this was all ask side orders, but it might be aggressive buying. So yeah, we'll see if we can get a bit of a turnaround, head towards this extreme gap from this point, but I'm not overly hopeful. But I'm going to try and hold this. Got him way too heavy. So as I always say, the quantity was sitting on 10. I should have had it sitting at about 2. So copped a serious drop there. So down about $200 in that commotion. Hopefully that's thin volume here. If we can break this level, I'll be very happy. Really need that at the moment. Just need to break this activity here. If this thin volume doesn't quite make it and we get a big sell order here, that would be just such an ideal situation, because then the next stop down will hopefully be all the way down to this previous day's high. So we're just hoping to see it. Now, the other thing to look out for is if we do see a really big ask order or some aggressive buying coming in, the market may find a bottom here and then start to turn back up. So I've just got to watch both order flows, see if I can have the mental tenacity to just hang in there. Look, I'm hoping this is all selling, but it could be a flaw. The market's kind of rejecting a little. So that bid side order, the 16, could have been a buy limit. So yeah, the market's coming up now. Look, ideal situation is we bounce here again. We get some selling pressure off this 24,000 mark, but it may just power on here. Look, this could be the end of the account potentially, because I've gone in a little bit heavy. There's a bit sort of too much going on mentally, I think, today, and I've hit the wrong button. I've lost a couple of $100 already. So anyway, we'll see if we do turn around. We've got the big round number here. Hopefully that we do reject off that big round number, but it's looking pretty strong right now. So a bit of a concern. Sitting at 400 loss total. Look, if we can break down though and head towards this previous day's high, I'll be set. But it's looking a bit grim, to be honest. I'm probably going to have to exit, take the hit. Now, the reason I've gone in for 10 and then 20 by accident, it was at the open. I didn't realize I had the quantity, so it's definitely a trick for young players. You've got to watch that quantity when you start a new session. Be very vigilant about what you're doing. We'll just check the other time frames just while it's kind of meandering around a bit. Here it goes. Here it goes. Look, I'm not overly confident. If this breaks up, I'm going to have to just jump straight out. So yeah, hopefully we'll come back down, but otherwise I'm going to have to just, yeah, I'm out. Oh, that could be a, no, look, I've got to exit. So I'm down 450 on this trading day. We were about 300 odd off the full target. Look, if it turns around here, I'll be a little bit upset. And there we go. Look, that looks like selling on this side too, but it's not huge. There's nothing really indicating that we should turn around. I think I am at the moment trading a little bit off emotion, so you know, this is the kind of thing that all the traders will tell you not to do. So I've gone in too heavy, I've doubled down, I've gotten in again. No clear indication really of any particular direction. I was heading for the target, but again, that long bias is really quite something. So look, if we can get a really nice spike up, that would be ideal, but I do think this is going to sell off. Just have to wait and see what's going on. But yeah, terrible trading from my part. It's very basically I shouldn't have lost that money because I've gone in way too heavy. Way too heavy. And I don't normally trade like that. So look, if we can get a nice big spike up, if we get a big ask order up higher, you know, that might indicate that we're going to turn around, but nothing of the sort just yet. So that's a big hit. So what, 450? We've probably only got $500 left of potential drawdown. So big hit today. Look, and for no real good reason. I hit the wrong button. Too much volume. And then I hit the wrong side again. So this looks like potentially aggressive selling here. Not huge indication that we're going to turn around, but let's see what happens. I just love the market to give us a real kind of indication that we're about to turn around based on the order flow. Sometimes it happens, it'll spike right up, it'll give us a massive ask order, followed by that bid side aggressive selling. And then we know, all right, we're on. But this kind of activity, it looks like it's still going up. So anyway, we got out when we should have, otherwise we would have blown the account already. And that's, I think, the last 2 days as well, because I've been getting so close to passing. My trading and my mentality has been a little bit off because I'm just like, all right, let's just get this little bit over, and I'm not actually waiting for a valid setup. So just a thing to note with your own mental tenacity and that kind of thing. Ooh, 83, whoa, 84. That's a big contract there. And it looks like it pushed the market up potentially. I'm not really sure. I don't know if that could be a sell limit, but if that is, then we're going to head down pretty hard, I think. If that's aggressive buying, which I don't know if it could do all of that. Look, I'm going to sell. I've sold for 10. I'm just hoping that is a limit order sell. It's in a bit of a strange position, but maybe somebody's just waiting for it to kind of turn a little bit and then say, right, we've confirmed. And then hopefully this will come down from here. If it is a aggressive buyer, then this market's going up. It's going to go up hard. So we'll see what happens here. If the market respects this 85 and it is a sell, we should hopefully come down and hit this previous day's high. If it's an aggressive buyer, we're going to see really big spikes, I think. That looks like selling, so I'm hopeful. We're right on the 24,000 mark, so we've got to break down here to see any sort of activity. That looks like buy limit. I'm hoping it's aggressive selling though, which it's pushing through. That's good. we need it to keep going quite a bit further to make up for the error that I've made this morning. So we're getting that push through now. That's great. Thanks for watching, guys, as well. It's great to have you all here and experiencing, I guess, being so close to passing, and the kind of mental pressure and mistakes that are made. Like, I've been trading for a long time, probably about 17 years. Not necessarily on this platform or futures either, but I've been trading the DAX for at least like probably about 10 years now. So, yeah, mistakes can be made, particularly when there's stuff going on in the background. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Look, we're kind of not really holding, so I'd expect to see more of a push down from that 85. Look, we're getting a good movement. Perhaps I'm just not being patient enough either. So it's that pressure of having this very tight drawdown. That's the pressure of Apex Trader Funding, is this trailing drawdown. So I've only lost $450 and I'm already up. I'm up still $600 odd, excluding the current profit I'm in on this trade. But it's kind of playing on my mentality. I just want to show you guys an actual past account in a live session. I just feel like that'd be really cool, and it's kind of I'm trying to jump the gun, I think. So I'm going to try and go back to where I was when I was being patient, waiting for the right situations like this 85 up here. But I've kind of jumped it. I haven't been seeing really good rejections or turnaround points or anything like that during these live sessions for a little while, and I think it's sort of playing on me a little bit. But look, if we can get some more aggressive selling, so we want bid side orders to come through. We've got quite a bit of selling coming on in the mini DAX. We just need it in the bigger contracts to really confirm this move. So sitting at 250 on this trade, but 450 total loss. So look, I'd really love to make all of that back if I can. If we can break this little section here, we've got to be very careful around this mid Bollinger Band line, because sometimes that can turn around, but also this area here. So CFD charts, we haven't met it yet, but the futures are already there. So the CFD charts obviously are still confirming it. 12, bit of a potential buy limit order there, or an aggressive seller for the breakout. So you've got to try and figure out who's buying, who's selling on each side. So we're getting that motion. We're $60 off from break even. Look, if I can get to break even after that colossal mess up, I'll be pretty stoked. This is holding a little bit. I'm hoping this is aggressive selling, because often, look, if we turn around from here, I'm going to be a bit annoyed. Come on. If that's 19 sellers, I'm happy. But there's probably a mix of limit buys in there as well. Should I close? I'm going to go to the polls here. Like, should I just close and perhaps come back at a better time, or should I try and wait for this target? If we get gap fill, I should pass. But on the flip side, if this turns around and keeps going up, I'll be in a bit of strife. That's a lot of like 25. I'm tempted to hit close. Go to the polls, guys. If you're watching, what should I do? Do you reckon buy or sell? Got 27 contracts. Come on, if we can push through. And then I've got to watch this mid Bollinger Band line here as well. Let me know in the comments, guys, buy or sell. We're teetering. We've got the wicks here. We've got 27 contracts there. We've got, looks like selling. Then we've hit that bid line as well. Look, I'm gonna call it there. Whoo! $10 loss after that colossal failure. I think, look, we should come down and hit that previous day's high, but holy, I should not have traded so many contracts by accident. I don't know if you could hear, but had a baby crying in the background, so kind of threw me mentally. I'm very close to passing. I'm trading live. I'm talking through with you guys and had a big error. Look, that's 75 contracts there. Is that selling? That's crazy, 75 contracts. If that's a limit order, sell limit, well, can you have a sell limit from that angle? Like, or is that aggressive buying again? Because we sold off from here, from the 85, but now, because of the position of price, this should be buying. So rather than the sell from up top on the ask side, we're down low. So if that was more selling, that really should be a bid side order, if that makes sense. So because we're quite low, this is the lowest price for the day, I'm thinking, is this buying? Just because of the position. So you've really got to buy. Yeah, that looks like a buy. Whew. That was an intense trading session. A lot of errors on my part. A lot of poor plays. This like I don't know what that 75 is right now. Because of the location, it should be a buy. Because it's the bottom of the candle. It's not at the top of the candle, or the top of the structure, I should say. To get out of that position with $10 loss plus all the commissions as well, I'm very, very lucky, because I was $450 down, so that's a good turnaround. Still only $430 to make up now. I think this will come down and hit this previous day's high, which often when I say that it does, but I never take the trade myself. I'd much rather, look, if the market gets all the way down, look, I'll have to see a really big drop. I don't even want to get in at the close for a long. Anyway, hectic session, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've got to go now, but yeah, targeting that close, that previous day's high, targeting the previous day's close, the both gaps. I'm not trading it. My mentality is a little bit off today, but thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we get a better setup tomorrow. Jump into the Discord. If you do want to stay up to date. If we hit a level, I'll be in there probably chatting if I do see it. So thanks for coming back, Christopher. Best of luck with your trading, and we'll talk soon. See you guys.